Hello everyone, my name is Siege and welcome to another episode of Tales of Self-Improvement. This past week was hectic to say the least. I didn't even get to upload a video, but we are locked back in folks, so stay tuned. Disclaimer, this video is going to contain subjects about weight and mental health. Trigger warning, roll intro. Before we go further, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Help me get to 100 subs in 3 months. Pretty please? Okay. This week started pretty peacefully. I had no specific plans, so I just went about my day, starting with my morning routine. Upon waking up, I went ahead and plunged my head into an ice bath. Get it? Anyway, I start the day by making my bed and opening the blinds to let the light in. Due to the nature of my job, I always sleep in the mornings and awake at night. So drawing the blinds is important, so I am at least getting a bit of sunlight. During the pandemic, I made the mistake of going Dracula and never going out, even when we were already allowed to. One part being lazy, and another part of just literally not being able to. And tada! Grand prize of depression. Yeah. Next, I flip over the reeds of my diffuser like a good boy, followed by weighing myself, which is actually the most unhealthy thing that I could be doing to myself. I'll discuss this further, but keep in mind that I kept this as a routine. This will then be followed by making coffee, sometimes. On this particular day, I had the willpower to brew and make my own coffee. I used a mocha pot today, but I have several methods available to me when I want to. Added milk because why not? Then stevia. This tasted like the coffee I had in Muji, so I absolutely hated it, lol. But coffee is coffee, and I drank it regardless. Following that is another practice that I would love to keep consistent, which is journaling. This is pretty therapeutic for me because it forces me to reflect not only on myself, but also with other people, my actions, and how I carry myself. When journaling, I give myself some prompts that I have to answer. I got mine from a website on Pinterest, but you can also ask Gemini or ChatGPT to make ones for you. This is what mine looks like. If you haven't already, please consider journaling. It has a million benefits and shit, I don't know. From there, I proceed to systematically waste my time by going on a YouTube binge. Market research. I go ahead and watch the YouTubers that I enjoy, watch it once, then run it back one more time, and write down the things that I like about the video. Like for Ellie John, I love the easygoing vibes, and it feels like catching up with a friend. For Chris Ray, I like the combination of silence and talking, and she's very relatable.
That's relatable.
In fact, Chris is why I started this vlog in the first place. When she said to try vlogging for yourself, to document your life, to look back to, and not for the audience. And here we are. I say this, but I'm writing the script for the audience. Yeah. Okay, last thing I did this day is to slightly make my office area soundproof by putting isolation pads on the windows. Spoiler alert, this doesn't work, I think. Probably because there is no seal between the wall and the isolation. I didn't use anything special to stick it to. I had to put in some holes to put the window opener through. I actually don't know how that would help. I probably just wasted all of that time for nothing. I have some requirements that I need for work and also legal reasons. Time to go fix our taxes. As a virtual assistant, I will now have the responsibility of filing my own taxes. Sweet. Just kidding, not sweet. There will be so many hoops that you'll need to hop into, and this will be my first experience with it. One thing that you should know about me is that I really love being early to things. Government offices, doctor's appointments, flights, everything. I'm usually 1 hour early or more. Today, I was around an hour early, but I forgot that this is a Monday and the government offices usually have flag ceremonies. So I had to wait for a while, but the whole process took me a total of 30 minutes. But because it only took me that long, I don't have footage, just like last time. But I can instead drop a big fat dookie of information on what I did to register. For clarification, I already have a tax identification number, which is probably why the process was as quick as it was. So this is only for registration of a new business as a virtual assistant. Here are the forms that you will need. The Form 1901, a photocopy of a valid ID, 1,500 pesos, 30 pesos, patience, and a pleasing personality. Please take note that each RDO will have different processes. From what I heard, places like Baguio will have you do it online, while others, like mine, will only ask you to go to the office to process this. You also have a choice to do it online, but this will take you 3 working days, and you can only follow up after those 3 days. If you are not in a hurry, then this would be good too. Since my RDO is near me anyway, I just went. No big deal. Moving on, the 1901 form can be filled out digitally except for the signature. I recommend filling it out on a computer, then print it out, then sign it. Make 2 copies, by the way. One is for you and the other is for the officer. As for the payments, 1,500 is for the invoices. I heard that in the past, you will need to find a BIR accredited invoice printer, but now BIR will print it for you. If you plan to make your own invoices, it's possible that you'll need to have it approved first with an invoice sample. Lastly, 30 pesos for stamp tax. As for the patience, depending on when you file this thing, there might be crowds or the officers might take longer for certain clients. So again, pack your patience. Your pleasing personality, however, is just to be a decent person. These guys might need it. Once you've submitted these files and everything is correct, which by the way, they will ask you to double check and all is complete, you will be asked to wait for a moment for them to print it out. Bish bash bosh, Bob's your uncle. You are now a BIR registered virtual assistant. Okay folks, here comes the heavy part of the video. We're gonna talk about my weight issues. Haha, get it? It's heavy because I'm fat. Ever since I was a kid, I've always been pretty big. But around the 6th grade, I started being a bit more athletic. So even though I was eating lots, I was burning fat from all the sports that I was doing. Not to mention that I was going through puberty and I have the metabolism of an F1 race car. What's that supposed to mean? I have no idea. However, once I entered the workforce, I stopped all sports, I had money, I was stressed out of my mind, and my life was starting to spiral out of control. I lost majority of my friends, I hated the routine that I gotten myself into, then, of course, depression and self-hatred. Because of the self-hatred, I started to not care about what I put in my body, and ate whatever I want, especially during the pandemic where I spiraled even deeper. Last year though, I was able to take control of my life. But there was one thing that I've been having a hard time with, and it was my relationship with food. I think a part of me has always been holding on to eating because during my trying times, food was the only thing that I was looking forward to. Statements like, yo, I need to not unalive myself because how are we supposed to eat tasty food if we're gone? I know that there is nothing inherently wrong with eating. It is the excess of it. It's okay to eat good food every now and then, with the emphasis on every now and then. But what happens is, as soon as I feel it coming, I freaking go wild and I cannot explain why. Even when I meal prep, there are instances where I don't finish the food that I prep because I always keep having to want to eat out or eat somewhere else. Not only does it affect my diet, it also affects my wallet, the relationships I have with people, and my mental health. Why? Because I already hate myself as it is because of how I look. I train in the gym to look and be better. However, the eating gets in the way. I gain more weight, and because I gain more weight, I feel like shit because I feel like I'm just spinning my own wheels because we all know that you cannot out-train a bad diet. 30% of fitness is working out while the other 70% is on diet. I know that for a fact, which is why I feel like weighing myself daily was the most unhealthy thing that I could do. Not to mention that I do it first thing in the freaking morning. It's like waking up with someone whispering, "Hey fat ass, look how fat you've become. Bitch." I used to weigh myself last year too, but I did it weekly, so like strategically. I don't know why I thought it was a good idea to do it. I also stopped going to the gym when March started because I kinda injured my chest in boxing, plus I was trying to concentrate with job hunting and training for work. Now it's time to get serious again because nothing is a better motivation to lose weight than breaking your metallic heavy-duty office chair that you've had for years. In episode 2, I explained that I tried boxing because I wanted to develop discipline. It was fun and enjoyable, but I missed lifting weights so much. I've lifted weights in high school, but I did nothing but the exercises that I wanted to do. I didn't have structure or goals, which is why I didn't really achieve anything. Around 2015, I had an acquaintance that encouraged me to go to the gym, and he taught me how to do bro splits and lifting heavy. That was when I started to enjoy lifting weights. Due to me spiraling, I stopped working out until another year has passed, and I went back to going to the gym. I was working out quite a lot, but I wasn't as knowledgeable with nutrition. Another year passed, and since I stopped working to pursue my studies again, working out stopped as well. Few years passed, and I had spine surgery. Did I mention that I had that? Well, that's a topic for next time. Anyway, as soon as I felt like I was ready to lift weights, I went for it, with the caveat that I take extra good care of my back. I'm sure as hell that my fitness journey will be a long one, and it won't be easy. But, as Jimmy Dugan said, it's supposed to be hard. If it were easy, everyone would do it. One thing's for sure, I won't be lonely, because I know that I have you here with me. Let's work on ourselves together. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment about what I should do next, or any topics that you'd want me to talk about. Thank you. I'll see you again next time.